What's up? What's up? Mason and Portland in the house. Do a nice little stream here for Saturday night. And then I must prepare for my comedy store spot. 12:15 in the AM. So you gotta figure, what's up, what's up? You gotta figure I'll go on about 12:45, I will predict. Wow, we got some real all-stars in the stream right now. And it's a pleasure to have you all. It's a very nice day out in sunny California. I saw that clip. What up, Just Jenna? Flat Cat in the house. I mean, I don't know. He was not saying it in the nicest of ways. So I hope, I mean, MJF strikes me as the type of guy who'll have a rebuttal even though he wasn't talking about him. So an MVP also strikes me as the type that would not let that slam go unnoticed, but we'll see. I will be at AEW in Ontario in 2 weeks. So, oh, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you would say that about Three Friends, but whoop whoop, what up, Juggalette Jen? Kip is a good person, and I try and do these streams to have a little bit of fun and brevity in this otherwise dark world. Welcome aboard, Juggalette Jen. Please hit the like and subscribe button since you are new to the Earlverse. Now, admittedly, the Earlverse is not for everybody. I'll tell you that right now. But it is for most everybody. But it's always a pleasure to add another female into the Earlverse. There's not a lot of you in this stream. And not that I mind my male fan base, but every now and then it is good to talk to a woman on here. Where might you be located? Lois is great. She just ate her lunch. We went on a nice long walk, and she will now sleep for the next few hours, hopefully. Okay. I used to live in Miami Beach. 29th and Alton. So, like by Lincoln Road. Yes, you know, the boys, you know, it's a good group of boys in here. And speak of the devil, we got Kip Smith in the house. New York school employee, 22 years old, arrested after allegedly sending nude photographs to a 14-year-old boy. Well, let's see what she looks like before I pass judgment. Oh, all right. It's pretty cute. So I don't have a problem with it. Let's get the bodies. Do they give a body shot? No, I'm just kidding. I mean, yeah, that's tough. What does talking about the Dabbleverse cost? I mean, it doesn't cost anything, in all honesty. you know, yes, you may juggle it, Jen. Um, we're all fascinated by the Dabbleverse. Yes, it is a cool Judas Priest shirt. Um, it is a Dabbleverse free stream, but if you are a longtime soldier in the Earl Army, you can talk about the Dabbleverse in here. Um, don't get me wrong. I listen to all the Dabbleverse streams. I just feel that talking about it in here is kind of, how should I say, pointless. Because it's all been covered. I don't have much to add. I have a 1999 one from the Painkiller tour. Oh, okay. I mean, this is not an original, yes. I do. EA Sports. It's in the game. Um, yeah, I mean, listen, we can all joke around about the Dabbleverse, and, it's sad what happened to Ski Mask. I'm not going to act like I'm broken up about it, like Stancil, but, Stancil was good friends with him. I mean, I was sad when I heard. I messaged Jim. I think I messaged somebody else. Um, I mean, the Dabbleverse is not the place for someone who has a drinking problem to coexist in. I mean, when you drink as much as Ski Mask did, I've said this before, but like you're running from something, and you come on, any Dabbleverse shows, and it's a lot of negativity, and it's just something that probably exasperated his drinking. Um, oh, Patrick, you can do better than that. I mean, you're 0 for 1, Patrick. 0 for 1. No, I mean, the Dabbleverse is really. I mean, I tried watching a little bit of Bob and Perry, and I like Bob, but holy fuck, do I find Perry unfunny. I didn't laugh remotely once. But, he had 500 people in there all super chatting. So, maybe I'm wrong. What's the worst part of the Dabbleverse? Probably the negativity. I mean, literally, it's a part of the internet where it's only good when it's negative. I mean, I remember I was listening to, I forget who it was because it was a couple months ago, but my name got brought up. It's like, well, he's not funny. He just wants to be liked by everybody. And that's how fucked up the Dabbleverse is, is you get called out for wanting to be liked. So, well, I've known Perry for 25 years. I didn't think he was funny 25 years ago. I mean, I met him at the Canoga Park Bowl. There was a good comedy show there on Tuesday nights, and I didn't even really find him funny with on Windy City Heat. It was more Don and Mole that I found funny, but I mean, I wanted to blow my brains out when I saw 500 people in Perry's stream super chatting him, and it's just there's no jokes. There's just like the same shit being talked about. But that's the Dabbleverse. Um, so um, there you go. I've eased up on my restriction of not talking about it. But yeah. I mean, how boring would Kevin's podcast be if he was just nice to everybody? But he's definitely the funniest one out of all of us. Like, he genuinely makes me laugh. And when I hear him do stand up, like, I was like, damn, I wish I came up with that joke. He had a joke about someone got pulled over drunk driving, and they were driving their Winnebago, and the cop's like, "Where do you live?" He's like, "Here." So I'm drinking at home, something like that. It was really funny, um, and his timing is even when he's like got these like fucking rotating cast of Riri's on. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't. Well, thank you, Steve. Thank you. I just don't find Perry. I just don't find him fun. Um, I mean, Kevin's been on like bigger shows than me, Letterman and stuff like that. But I'm probably a second in terms of TV credits and stuff. But I just the best mod is Kip Smith, 100%. Juggalo Jen, it's a pleasure to have you on board your maiden voyage in the Earlverse. And we don't do a Juggalo Jen. We don't do like 4 or 5, 6 hour streams here. I mean, we do about an hour, maybe a little over an hour. What was it? Win by two. I think the other day did like a 5 hour stream, and it was funny. He makes me laugh. But it was just like, holy fuck, I get tired after about an hour. Um, so, um, I mean, what was that? What's that thing they do, Melton and Moody on Fridays with Carl? They do 3 to 5 hour streams. I just can't do that. And I know nobody believes me, but even if people were like super chatting me tons of money, I don't think I would do that. Yeah, this little piggy. Um, so, well, I mean, I primarily only work at the Comedy Store, but I'm okay with that. That's the number one club in the country. I know some people say the Mothership is, or the Stand, or the Cellar in New York, but I'm pretty happy in my comedy life. Do I wish I was doing more? Sure. Comics are bred to always want more and be unhappy. Comics, you could win the lottery and you'd complain about paying taxes on it. So, yeah. I mean, I want to do more of that, but it's just trying to pick the right neighborhoods. Um, I mean, I think I did a stream the other day walking through Beverly Hills, which, was there's some great history in Beverly Hills. If you go back and watch that particular stream, I showed you the place where OJ met Nicole and why I took dance lessons at the same place. Yeah, I don't really like having a co-host. I mean, I'd rather be by myself and have a producer. So if we were talking about like the Daisy, which is where OJ met Nicole, bam, on the screen behind me, a shot of the Daisy pops up. I'm not very good with technical stuff, but oh, thank you. Yeah, me and Roddy, we had a good time. We just, I think Roddy was at the point of his life where he just, he didn't want to be the bad guy anymore. And I think his manager and Roddy were like, "Hey, you seem like you don't mind being the bad guy. Why don't you be the heel?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah." I did a great podcast the other day. I don't know when it airs. I'll ship out the link when I get it. Yes, I am at the store tonight, 12:15. Um, with Marty Jannetty. I was really psyched to be on it. And Marty's very much a Roddy type. He's got some great stories, a little crazy, and I don't do shout outs, Kill. It's just if I do, then everyone wants me to do something for free. Um, yes, check out the Underverse with Bobby Nick. We've been working together on and off for 3 years. That's great. Wow, we got a lot of message hell for reviews. Jeez, I'll pick one. Uh, I fuck your daughter. Well, I don't have a daughter, big man. So you're fucking someone else's daughter. Okay, you so nice. You said it twice. Yes, thank you, Flat Cat. Yes, we're gonna Seems like Batista is about to get a little vacation. Thank you, Kip Smith and Flat Cat. Timed out by two moderators. That's when you know your life is not doing well. Like it's not even funny. Um, that's what I don't understand about trolls. Like that guy, I'm assuming it's a guy. Obviously, comes in. I fuck your daughter. It gives me nothing to play off of. It's not funny. Okay. But I hope you hit the like and subscribe button, Batista. Any thoughts on Carolina dumping on? Ken Mosca. You know, I rarely do this. I only do this when people super chat, but because we have a legend in the stream, everyone shout out to Ken Mosca. I don't know anyone who likes RFK Jr. You know, he's a gun for hire. I think, Ken, you probably know this, but he called Kamala's campaign first, or Kamala. There's only one Kamala, and I think you guys know. This is it. Fuck yeah. So, he's obviously a very smart guy. I mean, he showed up at my parents died 2 months apart. And RFK Jr. showed up at both funerals, and he acted like he knew everybody in the room. He knew nobody in the room outside of his brothers, his sisters who were there, some of them, not all, and his mom, Ethel. So, yes, I enjoy doing the football podcast with Ken and Chad. But Chad is too hot. He comes in too hot right now. He's got too much heat on him. So I'm just going to. Well, I don't know. His views are pretty out there. So I don't. I was talking with someone in the political world out here last night. He'll never be president. He just. It's not The Voice, although that is very distracting. It's. His views are so out there, man. Neil is playing the original room tonight. Is he? I mean, Neil's cool to me, but we're not like best friends. Cigarette Jones coming in and just saying hot dog. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that. Never say never. I could see him fighting it out with JD Vance and Ruby. I don't think any of those guys are going to win. I am horrified that I believe our next president will be Gavin Newsom, the California governor. He's just good, man. He's got the look, he's got the talk. He's like a younger Bill Clinton. And like last night, there was ice raids all over the city. He's at a winery just drinking away. So, I mean, I like MLC, the best, because I think Kevin's the funniest out of all of us. I like the ones who have good technical abilities, like Win by Two. He talks about something, and it's clipped right behind him. I liked Arnold better. What up, Williamson? We got 3 mods in the house. So if RFK, yeah, I mean, maybe I'll get on Rogan if RFK Jr. wins. I mean, anything's possible. I mean, it seems to be, if I did get on Rogan, I think that it would break the internet. I'd go on without my shirt on, Joe would fire me up, I'd fire Joe up, I mean, I really do have a background that most comics don't have. I mean, the Kennedy connection, the Skakel, story. I mean, we might not even talk about stand-up comedy. I mean, we'd probably talk about roast battle. I guarantee you someone would get in, probably Hinchcliffe, and go, hey, you should ask Earl about Jeff Ross. Hey, Earl, why don't you like Jeff Ross? That could be 2 hours right there. Opinion of Cheryl Hines. I don't really have one, to be honest with you. I don't know her, never met her. So I don't dislike her, I don't like her, I literally know nothing about her. So, So you had good discussions with Rogan before about training, and yes, we had a great discussion about my ACL injury. I have a fully built, torn, rebuilt ACL in my right leg, and me and Joe talked about it extensively in the kitchen one night, a different night than when he asked me to be on the podcast. And that could be 4 hours because he would keep needling me. Like it would be, as soon as Joe would bring up Jeff, it would be, for those of you who listen to my podcast with Barry Katz, it would be very much like that, where Barry was almost trolling me. And he would ask me a question about why are you mad at Jeff as manager of Comedy Central, and Barry knew before he asked the question. And I finally stumped him and said, well, Barry, how would you feel if I was your client and all that shit happened to me? And then he kind of, sorry, I'm getting a message from the producer of the jellies. So I must return her text ASAP. She might have another cartoon gig for me. So I like Americans. Well, that's nice to know. Yes, hit the like and subscribe button, please. I do not know anyone who needs any welding work. I'm sorry. That's an odd question in the stream, but hey. Come on in. We can talk hockey, wrestling, politics. We have talked about ex-girlfriends in here, but that talk seems to have died down a little bit. After the letter read, where else could you go with that storyline? It was a wrestling storyline. Will you go to All In? I'm thinking about it. I'm going to go to AEW Dynamite in Ontario in a week and a half. The Florida Panthers, yes, great team. I got some questions in the offseason. Bennett's a free agent, Marchand's a free agent, Ekblad's a free agent, but, they don't really have any wacky contracts. So they could probably keep all three. I can't see them letting Ekblad go, but you're definitely going to sign Bennett. And then you're going to have to make some trades. Their fourth line is pretty economical. So it's going to be an interesting offseason. And really, the offseason has started. There's a trade between Dallas and the Kraken yesterday. I think Marchment went to the Kraken for 2 draft picks. The draft is next weekend, I believe, in L.A. Cortez Kennedy. Hey-o! Do I think Marner signs with the Kings? It's a tough one because, I think the Kings are probably the front runners, but he's going to want $14 million, I think. And, $14 million in LA or $14 million in Vegas goes a lot farther in Vegas because of the no state income tax. So it's going to be interesting, because, they have, right now the Kings have $25 million in space. Now that sounds like a lot. Hell, even if you sign Marner, give him 14, you got $9 million, but, Gavrikov is probably going to go if we sign Marner. And then, you're going to have to, they're not bringing back Tanner Jeannot. If you read the reports, Kurt Perkins is chilling right now. He's chilling right now. Yes, George Kennedy. That's a fact, Jack Williams. So, if they don't sign Marner, then you could go for lesser options. Let's go. I know William Zoom don't like the hockey talk that much. 2025 NHL free agents. Let's see if you don't. Well, Ted couldn't swim because his head's so big. It was a flotation device. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let's go to. top 12, the top 12 free agents of 2025. This might take a while because of my internet. Let's see here. I mean, Marner's definitely. Well, but I don't like to bore people with hockey talk if you don't like it. So here are the top free agents that, and for those of you not understanding the term free agent is someone who their contract is up with their team so they can sign with any team. Now, here are the top free agents: John Tavares, Mitch Marner, Jamie Benn, Backstrom, Brent Burns, Orlov, Ekblad, Provorov, Brock Boser, Brad Marchand, Nikolai Ehlers, Gavrikov, TJ Oshie retired, so he's out. Kuzmenko, but I have a feeling the Kings will re-sign him. So, here's the deal. If you, I might do that. I don't know if they allow cameras in there, but I might do that. If you sign Marner, his salary this year was 11 million. He's going to probably want, 14-ish. Gavrikov is going to want in the neighborhood of 7 to 8, so you can't really sign him. So you're going to have to go with a guy. This year's defensive. Let's look at some. Let's go on the defense. You're going to have to dumpster dive and get a guy like, say, Alexander Romanov for 2.5, something of that nature. Then a guy like Cody Cece, Bowen Byram is 3.8, but I think he has to be traded for. So, Provorov, he's good, but he's going to want about what Gavrikov wants. Ekblad, he's going to want, it's tough. Like, if you sign Marner, you're going to have to really dumpster dive. And KB said he owes you for that last hoot nanny. I have never been paid by Kevin Brennan. I've never asked for money to do MLC. So, but usually I only come in for like 20 minutes on the end. So, I will see if they allow cameras in there. I'm sure they would. Who was hotter, Jackie O or Marilyn? Marilyn Monroe is more my vibe. What up, Waver? I don't think I can use the Art Bell theme song. Sam Bennett is going to make the money, honey. He's going to make about 10 million. But if you're any of those Florida free agents, do you really want to leave Florida? One, it's no state income tax. Two, you're in a dynasty right now. If they can keep this team together within reason, you could go for at least another 2 to 3 years. Marchand got some gas in the tank, baby. Ekblad, he's good, man. He just, you don't really notice him out there, which is what you want for your best defenseman. So, has anybody seen Pert Perkins? Yeah, he's been in here a few times. But I don't know if I'm going to run into Giorgio Moroder. But, it's a good team. That's the thing. And now they're going to want, every free agent probably wants to play in Florida. I'm sure Marner, is trying to figure out a way to play there, So I think Marner ends up in either LA or Vegas. So it's going to be an interesting 2 weeks, really, because after next week, the draft, you've got the next weekend is free agency. That's the one good thing about hockey. It's good for the fans. It's that the season is so fucking long that really there's only 2 months off, 2 full months off. Yeah, but I don't know what Giorgio Moroder looks like. Well, Marchand's just quick, he's very nimble for someone his age. And, if you look at that team, they're just built to win and they're built to beat you any way you want to play. You want to play the speed game, they can do that game. You want to play the slow and grind it out game, they can play that way. You want to out physical them, good luck. You're not going to out physical Kachuk, Marchand, Bennett, that big kid, 77, Ekblad. So it's just, and they have a great coach. And, I don't think, maybe the 80s Islanders and 80s Oilers, I don't think I've ever seen a team that really bought into the system, from the owner to the coach to the assistant coaches to the equipment staff to the fourth line guys. They all buy into sacrificing personal stats and winning the Stanley Cup. So, yeah, I mean, I think Oshie is, I think he announced his retirement. So, um, um, unless I think once you announce it, you can't really change your mind. I mean, they really penalize you if you do, but, or maybe he hasn't signed the paperwork yet. Um, so, I'm a strawberry jam guy myself, to be honest with you. So, I mean, when I listen to Win by Two, he plays like full songs. So, I'm tempted to go um, to play it and just see what happens, but I seem to. Um, they seem to be on top of my stream in terms of copyright music. Now, I've never gotten in trouble. It just limits the amount of money I can make on that particular stream. So I think I'm in pretty good standing with YouTube, but I don't really want to test it. Um, breaking the law, breaking the law. Here I am completely wasted, out of work and down. All this time is so frustrated as I drift from town to town. Feeling like nobody cares if I live or die. So I might as well begin to put some action in my life. Kansas City say, breaking the law, breaking the law. So much for the golden future. I can't even start. You get the picture. Um, yeah, I think there is a loophole. I think Ari Shafir told me once if you play it under 20 seconds, they can't ding you. But I don't want to risk it. Um, I mean, I don't know what to tell you on that one. EFTCIK. Um, BTL. I don't know what BTL means. Um, I love Beavis and Butthead. Fire, fire, fire. Um, so, I mean, I'm almost tempted to play the Art Bell bumper music right now just to see what happens. But, I think Ashley coming to it. She's not really my type. I'm a booby man, and she doesn't seem to have any. I'm sure she wouldn't think I'm like a male model either. So, you like what you like, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, Win by Two plays like he plays like 4 or 5 full songs before his show starts. Um, so, I mean, I'm sure there is a loophole. Um, you know, See, that's someone I'd rather have, like Steve said, I'd rather have a producer than a co-host. Yeah, we don't do the Lamar Jackson edit in here. G Dead. Yes, Mr. Patrick Melton. I mean, he is. What's wrong with Hulk Hogan? I didn't know anything was wrong with him. Um, yeah, here come the trolls. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's got to be some. I mean, I do listen to some shows where they're playing. It's like a radio station. They're playing full songs. So come on in, trolls. Come on in. We're a friendly stream in here. We let you do what you want, um, as long as it's within the boundaries of good taste. Um, oh, okay. I'll have to. I mean, his body. He's had like 2 hip replacements. I mean, his body's a fucking wreck. But can you imagine the steroids he was taking in the '80s? I mean, his body literally was expanding. I mean, that's why Triple H tore his quad like off the bone. Oh, really? I don't know. I mean, let's see what's going on with Hulk Hogan. I mean, we did take a nice picture together, and then it's been downhill ever since, to be frank. But what am I gonna do? All right, let's see. Hulk Hogan surgery. See, this is why I wish I had a producer. Bam, Hulk Hogan's picture would be like right there. Hulk Hogan represented addresses rumors the wrestling legend is on his deathbed. Yeeks. Heart surgery. Hulk had a pretty serious heart surgery a few weeks ago and was doing well afterwards. I mean, there's one article saying he's on death's door, and then another one saying he's fine. So, I mean, you got to figure anyone who was a pro wrestler in the '80s and did the coke and roids that they did, their heart is probably not in great shape. Well, let's go to TMZ. Not TMZ, not TMZ Mock, but TMZ. Right. I mean, they are good at reporting, I'll tell you that much. Um, let's see here. Nothing on TMZ. Something about Haley Bieber. Giants pitcher, abusive father. Ja Rule. Courtney Thorne Smith files from divorce. All right. Must be a slow day if you're talking about that. Sydney Sweeney, Haley Bieber. Wow, Sydney Sweeney, I tell you. I mean, I don't have a type necessarily, but Sydney Sweeney, like, she's hot to me. Jesse Smollett. So, I mean, I think that Hulk Hogan must be doing all right. If Diddy trial, how escorts made it into a Diddy trial. So, I mean, he must be okay if they're not, it's not anywhere on the TMZ front page. So, no, I mean, I'm sure he did have heart surgery. I mean, what up, Mr. X? Yeah, but I would love to, like, when I did the Comedy Store Wrestling podcast, it was awesome. Like, when the Comedy Store studio, I got John Sosa's, like, right over there, so I would bring up the Ultimate Warrior, and then on the screen behind us, me and Eddie, Ultimate Warrior pops up. So, but I also want to start making money on the stream or my YouTube channel before I'm not going to do anything at a loss. So for right now, this is as good as it's going to get me on my phone. So, yeah, Courtney Thorne Smith, she is single. So again, have at it, Zoom. I mean, I had the biggest crush on her in was it Lucas and Summer School, and then she did that Carrot Top movie, and I kind of thank you. Um, I support Judas Priest. Great. In their prime, like 82, Screaming for Vengeance tour. That's a fucking, man, Rob Halford's vocals were good. So, and the only original member is still Ian Hill, the bass player. So, waiver, I'm not sure what you're, according to Jim, I don't know about that waiver, but you like what you like, I can't tell you what you should like. And you can't tell me what I should like. Here's a quick shot of the Earl sign. I mean, I did pay a lot of money for this shit. I mean, I wouldn't say Priest is my favorite band of all time, but they're top 10. Um, oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I never watched According to Jim. No news on Gutfeld. Yes, I love the Earl light too. In the rat font, of course. I mean, I can only try so much. I mean, I've got calls and whatnot into Rob Schneider and several other people. So, um, yes, Side Out, she did look very good in Side Out. Side Out's one of the great guilty pleasure movies of the mid 80s. I did talk to Peter Horton on X a few times. I said, dude, can you please come on my podcast and talk about Side Out? And I could tell he wasn't really into it. Lois is sleeping right now. She passed out at my size 13 feet. She's doing pretty good. I mean, she coughs a little bit. I mean, she wakes me up every morning now at like 5:30. I mean, I'll give her this. She don't go in the house. She literally stares at me and makes as much noise as she can at 5:30 a.m. like clockwork just to go pee pee. So yeah, she looked good. Hell, even Tony Burton looked good. What the fuck? I mean, I'd love to be a fly on the wall. You know, they offered that role probably to Keith David first, and he's like, I'm not doing this shitty movie. So, and that's probably the prime of Peter Horton's looks. So, the great Joe Rubbo. Actually, Waver, you are mistaken. Joe Rubbo was not in Losing It. He was in The Last American Virgin. Thank you very much. Well, I mean, I get it. It's like kind of like Tom Cruise doesn't like talking about losing it, but you know, I kind of got Horton back into possibly doing the podcast when I told him how much I loved him in the White Shadow, which was his first TV. I think it was his first role ever, and it's a great episode. You know, that's why I like the White Shadow so much. The premise of Peter Horton's episode in The White Shadow was he was gay, so he transfers high schools so no one knows he's gay at Carver High. And then one day they all play basketball at this public park, and his old high school teammates show up and they start calling him like gay stuff. And the Carver High guys were like, what? And it was like, for the time, it was very well done. What up, High Five? I'm not saying he's Tom Cruise, I'm just saying, you know, I'm sure Tom Hanks doesn't like talking about Bachelor Party, but that would be the first thing I would talk to him about. But, you know, you guys know me. Turbo was a good album, but it was like Judas Priest trying to sound like Bon Jovi. You know, but Kiss was doing the same thing with Crazy Nights. Everyone was trying to sound like Bon Jovi. I mean, you know, Parental Guidance is a very good song, but you know, I don't think Joe Rubbo ever did another movie outside of Last American Virgin. He was funny in that. You know, he might have done like what that kid with the bowl cut in My Bodyguard did. Just do one movie and fuck it. There were so many people like that in the '80s who were like really funny, and they just disappear. You know, they do one movie and or one TV show, and that's it. It's a tough fucking business, man. I'll tell you that much right now. Um, so. Yes, that is a very sad ending. I mean, that girl really fucked Gary over. Um, so, shout out to Diane Franklin. Hey Earl, great shirt, and one of the few that absolutely looks better in white than black. Yeah, it does. I mean, you can't really see, but this shirt really pops. This is a very bright red. I don't know how it comes off in the darkness, but I like my favorite two Tom Hanks movies is Bachelor Party and I guess I like Big. Now the funny thing is, and it goes back to the Fay Ray building I lived in Century City. Um, right as I was moving out, who was it? The guy who played Tom Hanks' brother in Bachelor Party, the doctor. He's moving in, and he looks at me and goes, "Hey man, do you know where a good market is around here? I just moved in." I'm like, "How you doing, Dr. Gasco?" And he kind of looked at me like, "Huh?" I'm like, bachelor party, come on, dude. So Diane Franklin was a weird kind of cute. Yeah, I mean, she was almost like Jenny Wright, like where they weren't like models, but they were beautiful. They were beautifully cute. I mean, I had such a crush on Diane Franklin and Jenny Wright. I don't think that scene was with Gene Hackman. I think it was with Robert Loggia. I met her at a party once, and I said that to her. Wendy Jo Sperber. And the blonde, a guy I wouldn't mind doing a podcast episode with is the guy who played the blonde guy, the bad guy. He was also kind of the bad guy in Real Genius. What is his name? Tom something. Tom Prescott, maybe. He was like the go-to, um, 80s good-looking bad guy. Um, well, they're different kind of, brunette, curly hair, and Jenny Wright. Just her face was so like just 80s cute, and I got kind of sad when I interviewed her because she just seemed like a beat up actress. Hollywood's brutal, man, especially for women. I mean, she turned down being in Miami Vice, like it prime Miami Vice. I mean, that's how highly regarded she was, where she could turn down Miami Vice. I mean, most actresses would have sucked a million weenies to get on that show. She's like, nah, I don't like how you portray women. I'm good. So that's all good. Robert Loggia and Gene Hackman, I'm sure they auditioned for the same roles. So it's a mistake. I'd be interested to see who else auditioned for Frank Lopez in Scarface. It is sad. I mean, it's I've seen it. I see it in comedy all the time. I mean, it's a very unforgiving business. You got a window of opportunity to do what you got to do, and then once that window shuts, it's hard to open it again. Yes, Frank Zappa, one of my favorite episodes. Um, I mean, I'll bring up an ex-girlfriend in this regard. Look at Bolivia. When Bolivia first came on the LA comedy scene, everyone was talking about it. It was like, oh my God, this young girl, she's so dry and dark. She's like the next Sarah Silverman. And then, her decision making ability was not the best. And so now she's, a near 30-year-old comic who's been kicked out of every city she's been in. So I'm not saying her career's over, but, you know, she went from being the hot young girl in LA comedy to, oh, everyone's fucked her. Okay, next. Um, what more? What's more brutal? Comedy or movies? I mean, really, they're probably the same. It's just, especially for women and men too. I mean, um, there's a lot of ageism in my business for sure. I face it all the time. Um, but and there's just as many predators for men as there are women in my business. Um, so um, you know, yeah, they really are. I mean, I battle scars for sure. I'm not saying I'm in the perfect mental capacity, but um, I have it worse than most comics because I also get rejected in voiceovers. You think, wow, my voice is so fucking deep in baritone. I should be working constantly. But, I mean, I'm literally only going up against celebrities. So, uh, would you say porn in the 70s or the current trend of OnlyFans models? I mean, I think OnlyFans they're making more money than people in porn did. Yeah, you need to do an Austin tour. Get on the. Yeah, I mean, I would go to Austin if I knew I was getting on Rogan. Other than that, I probably wouldn't go there. I don't want to be on a lineup with Brian Callen. That guy's fucking disgusting. Um, I mean, OnlyFans, you can like be really in control of your content, and you can do what you want to do. You're in charge of it. I mean, I could start an OnlyFans page in an hour, and I could put up dick pics or nothing or whatever, and I'm in control of it. I set the price. I deal with the people I want to deal with, and so you take these hot girls who make $1 million a month or whatever they make. They don't have to listen to anyone. They're in control of their own content. I mean, you think Seika saved much money from her porn, or Marilyn Chambers, or I mean, uh, you know, I have green days in the kitchen and okay days. Yeah, I mean, listen, um, I mostly have good days. Do I get sad sometimes? Sure. But what keeps me motivated is I know if I quit comedy, people would be sad for about 30 seconds. And then it's like, okay, that's just one less comic we got to deal with. So, you just have to, like I do a voiceover audition, I do it and I forget about it. I used to like obsess. Did I get it? Did I get it? Am I going to get a phone call today, tomorrow? Did I get it? Did I get it? I'd call my agent. Did I get it? Did I get it? And, it's just like the business doesn't work like that. What I have to do, and I was telling someone this last night, I've got to figure out a way to have all these fucking famous people who love me to help me. I mean, it's time I start calling them my markers. But that's what I did. I mean, I saw Rob Schneider was on Gutfeld many times. I said, hey, can you make a call? He's like, yeah, I'll call Gutfeld myself, and blah, blah, blah. So, don't give them the satisfaction. Isn't that a line from Heartbreak Ridge? You need to network more. Ask for favors to get. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's probably my biggest regret. SC is that I in the early days, I mean, if you look at some of the comics that I started with, Whitney Cummings, Jeselnik, Natasha Leggero, and all of them have gone on to like be pretty big comics, whereas I'm still kind of, you know, grinding it out, which I don't mind doing. I just, uh, I just should have, but when you're just starting out in comedy, you never think you're going to be 25 years into comedy one day. You always think you're going to be a new comic. So, well, it's funny. I was talking to Ian Bagg. He was basically the other day trying to push me to um, do almost like a one-man show, with all my wacky stories and stuff. So, that's an option. I mean, how many comics can do the gangbang stories I have, or some of the wackier comedy stories I have being related to the Kennedys? So, anything's on the table for me. Hulk Hogan's tights. Hello, handsome, lovely man. I mean, I think I'm pretty cool, but and even though I'm older, I mean, I'll be 57 in September. I think young people tend to like me because I'm young at heart. I mean, I'm a kid. I mean, I'm 56 wearing a Judas Priest T-shirt. So we'll go about another 5 minutes, kids. Another 5 minutes. I'm really trying to keep the streams to an hour. Um, you're hip. I mean, I'm hip for my age. I'm Trump or Kamala. Well, I voted for Trump in 2020. I did not vote last year. I just didn't like either candidate. So I hope that answers your question. Problem with Red Band is I'd have to do Kill Tony, and I really don't want to do that. It's just not my thing. That particular show is just not my thing, and it's tough because I'm sure I would do well on it, and I mean Tony's been respectful to me for the most part, so I think he'd treat me well. I think AEW's no, it's not a pay per view. It's just Collision. Yes, Mr. Wonderful was great. Um, yeah, I mean, so I would probably the only podcast I would go back to Austin for is Rogan, but and like I think if you look at the bigger podcasts I've done well on them. Corolla, I did well. Joey Diaz, I did well. Um, so it's just I think to get on Rogan's radar again, it would just have to be like something like Rogan's watching RFK Jr. talk, and someone just randomly says, "Hey, have you ever had Skakel on? That's his cousin." And then Rogan, "Hey, yeah, I should have Earl on." So yeah, MLC. I'm just fucking around on MLC. So it's just one of those things that I it's just gonna be a little bit of luck. Maybe when I get on Gutfeld, someone says, "Hey, did you see Earl on Gutfeld? It was pretty funny." Yeah, maybe I should have him on. Blah blah blah. I mean, I think Rogan would open the floodgates. Then Theo would say, "Hey, Earl, come on." Santino, "Hey, Earl, come on." And then you could write your own ticket if you do it right. There's a lot of people who get on Rogan and don't do anything with it because they just think they sit back and wait for the phone to ring, and just the business doesn't work like that anymore. But like I know I would get a lot more road work. Like I know if I did Rogan the next day, I would get at least a few phone calls from clubs who won't even return my emails. And so that's really all I want. So we'll see. I mean, I think something good will happen before the end of the year, but uh, yeah, but the special is there's the problem with the special, and I will release it eventually, is that there's just too many out there for people to care. Now, I think in my case, the sales pitch is, "Oh my God, Earl finally put out a special. Let's watch it." Um, so, um, no, I'll never. I'm a very loyal person, Articulate John. I will always remember the 20 to 30 of you who were here in the beginning. I will always remember you guys. So, I'm working on things. Of course, if I got another hot cartoon, that would help. And I'm committed to now that I'm feeling a little bit of momentum with the stream again. Um, Andy, you son of a bitch. These are my own glasses. I've stolen nothing. Um, so um, it's a two-way street, man. I also have you on X, LOL. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm very easy to follow in that regard. It's just my name on all social media. So, I mean, I'm feeling good. Got some things in the works. Hell, I mean, the producer of the Jellies just messaged me. She ain't calling just to say hello. I mean, she's probably got something going. So, I mean, like she helped me more than anyone, and I barely even knew her. I mean, we were in the middle of season 2 of the Jellies, and I'll never forget. We were in the break room, and she's like, "How did you get on this show, Earl? You didn't even audition." I'm like, "Oh well, Tyler saw me at the Comedy Store," and she just looked at me and goes, "You mean you don't have an agent, voiceover agent?" I'm like, "No." She said, "Let me help you." And a week later, I was signed with the #1 voiceover agency. So I need for shit like that to happen, and you gotta like make your own luck. I always say so. I really think Gutfeld could be key for me. I know I would do well on it, and what I would do is it'd be very subtle, but I'd wear leather pants. I'd wear an outfit that's not ridiculous, but I'd look like a rock and roller. I'd come out there dressed like Billy Idol meets Johnny Cash. And, they have, if you're on the panel, they have you do a promo for like online stuff. I'd cut a nice promo. So fingers crossed, everyone. Yes, Lois is chilling right now. He's the middle-aged version of the old guy from Up. I don't know what that means, Andy. So if you're going to insult me, can you please make the reference a little easier to know? Shit, I'm about to have dinner and bust out the Jack D. Good for you, Juggalette. I appreciate you. Well, I hope this first stream was welcome. And hold on, I'm getting another text from the Jellies producer. So, Earl, you're not worried you're too left-wing for Gutfeld? I'm really in the middle, to be honest with you. Like, I think both sides suck. So, I think that I think my politics would mesh quite nicely with Gutfeld. For some reason, Kevin can't get guests. Well, I think people are afraid of Kevin. So William Zoom, he won't say that. Earl knows how to play to the audience. I really do. I mean, I can be fake when I have to be, but I'm really, of course, it would depend on what the subjects would be. I'm good at like switching course right away. So I think that I would not have a problem adjusting on the fly with Gutfeld. You're in the middle of the left. I mean, what up, Richard? I mean, I'm really in the middle. Obviously I voted for Trump in 2020, so I mean, I'm not that over to the left. Well, yeah, I mean, I probably did come off more right-wing because, Jesse's setting me up to say these kind of racist and, misogynistic things. And, I am live, Johnny Lamb. But I went into that totally blind, which I like. He had sent me the Jamie Kennedy episode. He's like, watch this or it might have been his producer who sent it to me. Watch this so you know what you're getting yourself into. And like, I don't want to know that because then I come in with a pre-planned joke and it's not going to be funny. Yeah, I mean, I think from what I understand, like, I think William told me this. He's a big Miami Vice guy and he's a metalhead. So now I don't think you can wear band shirts on TV because of the copyright shit. But like, if I could somehow like wear a Judas Priest shirt on Gutfeld or something, that'd be pretty funny. Or a Click 5. I think the Click 5 would not complain if I wore their band shirt on national television. Yeah, I mean, I just think me and Gutfeld would get along. I could just tell he's my sense of humor. Like my humor is like his. Like I almost sometimes bomb on purpose so I can go on a rant. I mean, no one wants to bomb, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I think every now and then like I'll do the Son of Godzilla joke, which never gets a laugh, but that sets me up to be like, fuck you people, and they laugh at that instead. So, I mean, probably SC. I mean, but I'm really not that liberal. I mean, I guess if you put a gun to my head, I would say I lean more to the right. I do work tonight, Comedy Store 12:15. I mean, I know they're weird about wearing band shirts because I guess if I wore a Kiss shirt, maybe I could get away with Kiss or Rat. I would love to wear a Rat shirt. Or I would just wear a plain black, Ralph Lauren shirt. Yeah, I mean, I can play both sides. I mean, politics is pro wrestling. It really is. And I think I would amp up. I'd probably come in, hey, we have Earl Skakel. Hey, I know, at least with me, they would start off by saying, RFK Jr., huh? That's your cousin. What do you think of him? I'm like, that voice, man. Yeesh. He should read a book on, he should do a 1984 on a book on tape. Hey, and say something stupid like that. And um, so I just think me and Gutfeld would get along. No, I'm really not. Yeah, nah, I don't want to do that. That's a little too hacky for my taste. Like, walk out with a shirt with my name on it. That's a little too much for me, but um, I think, or maybe wear an AEW shirt, and maybe that gets me into AEW. Someone would show Tony Khan, hey, this guy wore an AEW shirt. He's pretty funny. Greetings, Major Nelson. What up? What up? I mean, I don't see a reason for me to ever be on Howard Stern, um, but um, I would love to be on it. But I don't think I would get along with this Stern. I mean, I'd get along with Stern, who had like Daniel Carver on, but I think Stern's ironically become everything he railed against back in his prime. So I don't know if we would get along that well. And why would he have me on in the first place? I mean, but I'd certainly do it. Yeah, I mean, the voice, like, you can be the smartest guy in the world, but if your voice sounds like you're gargling razor blades, it's a tough sell for longer than a minute. So, by the way, I'm watching this new show on Netflix because one of the brothers from Animal Kingdom is like the star of it. What is this fucking thing called? The Waterfront. So, I don't want to. I don't want the sound on. Jake Weary from Animal Kingdom is one of the stars. So, yeah, go on Stern and give him a lot of jokes. She would do an upcoming roast. Yeah, I mean, I could see if they were doing a roast on someone, and I don't know anyone on the Stern show, so it'd have to be an inside. Hey, you should have this guy from California on. He's really funny, or whatever. I liked Animal Kingdom. Chandler got me into Animal Kingdom, and I really didn't want to watch it. She's like, "Yeah, it's like Point Break meets Sons of Anarchy," and as much as we hate each other, I got to say she was completely honest with you. Um, he might, but I'm not known enough. That's something where if I could get on a TV show and whatever, and I don't think Stern has too many cartoon actors on, but maybe if I blew up on Rogan, hey, you had that guy was just on Rogan's pretty funny. I mean, that's how it works. Everyone watches all these shows, for new talent. And not that I'm new talent, but like, you know what I'm saying. Um, so can you cover your can? Yeah, we don't do the sports edit panic attack. Um, Yeah, I mean, I don't do impressions, though. I don't think I'm getting on Howard Stern doing an impression of the Indian from Predator. 100% William Zoom, but I'm on a gag order. I believe I'm being watched. No, I'm just kidding. So, um, you know, I'm still a little shook by that response. We don't do Ray DeVito talking here. Dominic, you know that. You know better than that. Do you beat up black people? No, I don't. Or are you boring? Well, if I'm so boring, why are you in here? Like, if that's your big slam on me, I'm boring. Okay, then leave the stream, brother. Um, yeah, do better, Dominic. Come on. Not anymore. Come on, man. You ain't getting on Howard Stern unless your toe is on. You're probably right on that, to be honest with you. Yes, Barry Beck to hospital, shoots and a save by Hanlon. What about going Bobby Kelly's? Uh, yeah, I mean, I'd go on Bobby Kelly's podcast. I mean, he doesn't know me, I don't think. So, I've got to you got to have a reason for Bobby Kelly to go. Yeah, I think I would get along with Bobby Kelly because he seems to keep it real. I'm more shocked that she had an honest moment. I mean, listen, you know I don't want to end the stream talking about her, but um, the first 3 years were perfect, and then the last 6 months not so much. I'll just leave it at that. Um, Trying to appear smart, but you dumb. Well, you got to learn how to write a sentence. You dumb. Like, come on. See, that's what I love about trolls. You're trolling me saying I'm dumb, and you can't even formulate the sentence of the insult right. But hit the like and subscribe button, bitch. This is how I get subscribers. So you were live last night. I was live last night. I do an hour stream every day. Chip Carey made an F word slip. Well, I know I saw that. Jesus. But I could understand how that happened. It'd be different than when I think the Cincinnati Reds announcer dropped the N bomb, like because it was nowhere in the script. It wasn't like there was a word that said like bigger or digger or rigger. I could see the print was probably small. Subconsciously, it's a gay pride, promotion. You see flag and you just go to that word. Are you going to be on MLC tonight? MKE is, and it's going to be. No, I'm not really into that. I've never been on a stream with. Yeah, I mean, Digaboo. I could see. Digaboo. I don't know Mr. Kill Everything, so I'm not a fan of the. That whole storyline, to be honest with you. I mean, especially on the heels of Ski Mask drinking himself to death. I mean, Mr. Kill Everything is literally right behind him. Would I give Bolivia a hug if you saw her in New York? Someone asked me that the other night. They asked me, what would you do if you ran into Bolivia? And I said I would ask her one question with one word. Why? I mean, why would, and that, those allegations came up right at the height of the Me Too, Time's Up stuff. So, I mean, in my head, I think I just walk right by her because she took a swing, she missed badly. Everyone loves me, so for the most part, not my comedy, but just like I walk into a room, everyone's happy. So even the people who don't think I'm funny. If for whatever reason, I don't see us ever talking again, but if we ever did, I'd be like, I gotta know, what was your long-term game plan? Okay, you're gonna say Earl hit me, threw me down a flight of stairs, and then what did you think was gonna happen? Did you think I was gonna get banned from the Comedy Store and you were gonna get my spots? Or what was, the long-term strategy? And I would, and if she was cool or not cool, if she apologized, I mean, I wouldn't accept it. Because, when you say something like that, all it takes is for one person to believe you, and then they tweet it out, and then you're fucking finished. But, you got to understand, like, when we did Roast Battle in Montreal, and I won my battle against Tom Ballard, she was running to get backstage to hang with me. And it was not lost on her that I was going to do well on the show, I'll say that. And she trips on the stage, and her leg looked like an open sandwich. Like, it was awful. She could have sued the network, probably. And I'm going to assume that's in part why she got all 3 seasons, because she literally could have sued the network. I mean, the stage was awesome, but it was not built very safely. And, in Canada, the Tylenol has something extra in it, like extra codeine or something. So the next day, she's so fucking looped up on Canadian Tylenol that she calls me from her room, and she'll deny this, but I'm telling you, this happened 100% truth. I had to pick her up from the bed to the toilet and wipe her ass. She was literally that out of it. So I hardly think someone who's going to do that is going to hit you. But so I don't know. I'm a counterpuncher. I I react. I'm more reactionary than I am take the first dig. So yes, I know the Beverly Center's empty on a Saturday. So, that's what would happen. I mean, it would be either a 5-hour conversation or I would walk right by her. And then someone asked me, what would I do if I ran into Chandler? Same thing, really. If she was nice, I'd say, let's have lunch tomorrow. If she was a cunt, she'd get the Jeff Ross treatment. So, I mean, I know eventually at some point I will run into her. But, I'll deal with that when I deal with it. I mean, it was not an easy wipe, I'll tell you that much. I mean, I believe she's in New York for the second go around. People always give me updates about her and Shan, but I don't know. I don't keep up. I don't go on either one's social media. I've said this a million times before. I never go on an ex's social media because, I don't know, Ross. I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to know. I literally, I don't. But I'm sure eventually we'll run into each other. And like I said, if I'm in the green room tonight talking to Sarah Tiana, and she were to walk in, if she smiled or whatever, I'd get up and hug her, say, let's do Runyon Canyon tomorrow. But if she came in hot, I'd have her kicked out of the club. So, that's one of those things. It's like, what would you do if you won the lottery? I can't tell you. When I win it, I'll tell you. So thank you, Karen. Thank you. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, SC, I don't. I don't know, to be honest with you. Yeah, listen, I had to carry her from the bed to the toilet, and that was the Montreal room with the toilet like you had to. What up, Casey? What up? It was not an easy carry. So, my point of even telling that story is, does that sound like someone who would then, a couple months later, throw that person down a flight of stairs? And it was such an easy thing to rebut because it's just like, yeah, that probably would be my luck. She'd be there. She'd find out I was on Gutfeld and she'd sit in the front row trying to fuck with me, make out with some dude or something. But, so the few times I explained my situation with Bolivia to people, I'd be like, hey, listen, we dated from September of 2015 to November of 2016. Couple breakups, so I'll say we dated for about a year, a little over a year, like cumulatively. In that time frame, did you ever see her with a cut, an abrasion, an injury, a limp, anything that would indicate that I threw her down a flight of stairs? And one guy was like, well, you could have just known where to hit her, which is true. Like, if you hit someone, yeah, I'll hit them in the side of the ribs where it doesn't bruise. But when you throw someone down a flight of stairs, you don't have control over where they land and whatnot. And, obviously, F you, Moses. Obviously, I liked Bolivia a great deal. but it's one of those things that, um, internally, she was probably the most unhealthy girl I've ever dated. I mean, she smoked, she drank. Her internal organs, if I threw her down a flight of stairs, would have exploded like the submersible from, that Netflix documentary. So, it was a little bit like the Johnny Depp trial. Like you've got, two sides telling two completely different stories. But I will say, in my defense, this is not the first time Bolivia has accused an ex of harming her in some way. I mean, that's pretty much her behavior pattern. Is everything's great when you're dating. The second you stop dating, it's accusatory mode. So, in that regard, um, the not the facts, but the law of averages was on my side. So, you know, I mean, listen, I'm not going to name call and say they're crazy, but uh, that's exactly what happened to Pat Dixon. Yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with Pat's story with Felicia. I don't really follow that stuff. So, but someone mentioned Bolivia. If I ran into her, I think it was SC, and I just gave a, like I said, I'm a counter puncher. If I'm nice to you, if you guys are nice to me, I'm nice to you. Like I was nice to Jeff Ross for a long time, um, and until he turned on me, and then he got the treatment. So, contrary to popular belief, I don't like having enemies. I really don't. It's like what Eddie Albert said to Burt Reynolds in The Longest Yard: to get along, you go along, and that's been my whole. That's why I've done comedy for 25 fucking years, and I have two enemies: Jeff and some roast battle loser who's a sexual assault offender. So, I mean, not knowing what Chandler's up to be honest with you, I think that, you know, Bolivia, she's like a school shooter, man. She just, she has no game plan. It's just fucking random comics and hoping they help her. And now she can barely get on a lineup where, Chandler's very smart. And Bolivia's very smart as well. But, Chandler's an Emmy nominated writer. So, she will be successful whenever she does. Like, we might not like each other, but, she has the credentials, whereas Bolivia's big thing was, hey, I was on Roast Battle for 3 years. Nobody cares. So, she overshot the runway with what she thought Roast Battle could do for her. So that would be pretty funny. But Jeff would probably complain to, the owner of the Comedy Store. And then, that would be that. Yeah, yeah. Well, that would be funny if Jeff is not very physically appealing to the eyes. Uh-oh, message held for review. Oh, hold on. Allegedly. Only Jeff would think it was cool to do that 8 years after everyone else in LA comedy did it. You really got one there, Jeff. What up, Leilani? And I'm sure Jeff gave her a load of bullshit out, famous he's gonna make her, and that's what Jeff does. Pat Barker just quit Roast Battle. There's a guy who's 10 years worked on the show, got virtually nothing to show for it. The autistic kid just quit Roast Battle. He's been on the show almost as long as I was. Like, longer actually, because he never left the show. But he's got nothing to show for it, zero. And Jeff can just keep on moving on. writing trend. The future she wrote for herself wasn't well wrote. I think I get what you're saying. Um, yeah, probably, and that's gross. I mean, it's just so gross. Um, I do like that. Well, this is a flavor I rarely see anymore. The strawberry delish. So, um, Cooch Caboose. It'll be interesting to see how she ends up. I think she's more like Chandler than Bolivia. I mean, because her OnlyFans channel is successful, and she's very talented at the. I guess it's a big thing on TikTok with the face movement videos to music. So, I think that, and she looks, she's in a great spot, where, she's in her late 20s, but she looks like she's 12. And that's a fetish for a lot of people. So I think that, hey, let's get the 40 likes before the 90-minute mark. We'll call it at the 90-minute mark. I don't think he is Moses, but, I'm sure Dave likes it because he's going to be the funniest one on the stage every night. I'm sure Jeff likes it because Dave can do the heavy lifting. So, I did a bumping mics once with Attell. We'll end on that. I don't want to end on talking about exes for 20 minutes. But one night I'm on stage, I'm doing pretty well in the main room, and Danny, the sound guy, is like, "Hey, Earl, bring up Dave over the PA system." And so I thought I was like Dave Waite, Davey Wester, you know, Dave Chappelle, and he's like, "No, Attell." So I didn't know if people were fucking with me. So I bring up Dave Attell, and Dave's awesome. He's always been very nice to me. So I had done about 10 to 12 minutes. I got my thrill in. And Dave does about 10 to 15 minutes. And I'm on the patio, and one of the door, Bruce Gray, at the time a door guy, now a paid regular, comes running out to the patio and says, "Hey, Dave's asking for you." I'm like, "I don't want to go back up there." And he's like, "No, he wants you on stage with him." I'm like, "Oh, man." Like, they've already seen me, and then one of the greatest comics of all time is killing it for 10 to 15 minutes. Um, and then Dave was like, he kind of just looked at me and goes, "Hey, we're going to do bumping mics, bro." Right? He didn't say it, but I could tell. He's like, "Let's start doing a shtick." And I don't think I've ever been so nervous before in my life. And I did good. I was like, took me a minute to figure out how Dave wanted to play it. And then, it worked out fine. And then he left, and then he wanted me to, there was no more comics left. So I had to do comedy after Dave Attell. Which of the following comics are you most likely to make up with? No, possibly, absolutely not. Yes, 100% Moses. I mean, me and Tony have never really had a true problem. I mean, we've had two little teeny incidents. One time he was drunk on the patio and he was insisting that he could take me down in a wrestling match. And I was really like, he was like a fly and like bothering me. So I'm like, "Dude, no, just you're drunk. Go chase some pussy or something." And finally he was like getting in my face. So I was sitting on the patio ledge, and I got off the ledge. I got right into his face and go, "Try and take me down right now." And he just left me alone. And then one night, him and Chandler got into an argument about Jeff, ironically. And that was pretty funny to watch, to be honest with you. Well, I just don't, I don't, I'm not saying I would never do Kill Tony again, but I just, like, I don't respect William or David Lucas at all. So, if you're gonna shit on me, I got no problem with that, but I have to respect you. So, I farted on my sister. Good for you. Now hit the like and subscribe button. Uh, I just don't like him. He's fake and phony. I hate people like that. Now you might say, "Well, Earl, you're in the wrong business," but I just don't like phony people, and I'm at the point in my life where I don't have to be around them if I don't want to be. Um, Hopefully she had your back in the. She did. Actually, she was more arguing with Tony than I was, and I mean, and the great thing about that argument that Chan and Tony had was like, Chan's not a stand-up. She's done it before, and I think she's actually pretty funny, given our personal opinion about each other. But um, the great thing about her at the Comedy Store was she was pretty fearless up there because she's like, "Hey, I don't care about being in with any of you other than Earl, and I'm already in with him, so the rest of you can fuck off." More or less was her attitude. So, um, Chad Stomach. I mean, Chad's been good to me. I don't. I think I keep him at a distance. Just because he's too involved in the dabble shit and the negativity and all that. So, I don't think I have ever sniped another Dabbleverse stream. No, no, I'm already in enough trouble. You know, and I showed that picture to a few people, and then I showed them Chandler's reaction to it. And I said, don't look at Chandler's reaction. I said, look at this picture, and what do you think I'm saying? What do you think this picture is conveying? And they were all 100%. I probably showed it to about 10 people. They all 100% of them said, "Oh, Callan was creeping on Chandler, and you came out and got mad." No one said, "Oh, she was cheating on you with Callan." Not one person said that. So, um, you know, oh, okay, yeah, I don't do the sniping thing. The message is held for review. Uh oh. Yeah, don't be a dick. It's not that hard. Hey, sexy pants. That's actually the world we live in. All right, you guys are losing me on the stream, which is let's get to 40 likes. Someone just hit the fucking like button, will you? Um, Matthew Miller, hello. Your YouTube profile picture looks very gay. Um, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm straight edge, baby. She's obviously still angry, and well, but I mean that. Yeah, I mean, to call the guy who supported you for 3.5 years a fucking loser, like that, I'm not gonna lie, that stung a little bit. But I think she was probably looking for me to, insult her, and then I don't roast online. The red light behind me is the Earl Skakel, the Earl sign. Matthew, it's all good. All good. I didn't take it as an insult. I'm just saying I'm straight edge. But I'm confident enough in my sexuality that I can have a naked picture of myself as my profile. Um, well, I mean, it's just like, I've never said a bad word about her, ever. And I mean, listen, there's some things that, I probably could say, but I don't. But it's just I don't know if I use heterosexuality. Uh, I tell you what, you guys have been cool. Lois is sleeping right now, but oh wait, where's Lois? Oh. Well, I mean, the truth is, I really don't have much to say bad about her. Hell, I've even been nice and on what I've said about fucking Bolivia. And if there's anyone I could explode on, it's her. Um, I just, you know, in terms of, it's like I say, I'm a counterpuncher and whatnot. I always in any relationship tend to focus on the good versus the bad. So with me and her, it's like, hey, 3 of the 3.5 years were perfect or near perfect, you know, and then the last 6 months, not so much. I mean, we were both pretty unhappy. So more or less, that's the. I mean, listen, we could get into it, but um, I don't want to end the stream on that, but the way she left does not match up with what she wrote in that letter. That was not a letter written by someone who thought they were cheated on. And I know that she said in the response that she had proof. I know her. If she had proof, she would have put me on blast 3 years ago. Hey, all you guys that love Earl, this is what a piece of shit he is. But, what are you going to do? Hey, I see what you did there, Dominic. You tried to make it funny. John Heater was incredibly nice. I never met his twin, but what's that song from, Fred? That's going to kill me. I got a letter just the other day. She sent a picture, but she didn't. So, yeah, probably. How can I tell if this cute guy at my gym is gay? Well, that I couldn't tell you, bro. I don't know. I mean, try and put your weenie in his butt and see how he reacts. I got a letter just damn that Fred. What song is that? Come on, don't leave me hanging. Message held for review. These are always fun. Oh yeah, okay. So I can sing it now. I got a letter just the other day. She sent a picture, but she didn't say her name. She wore high heels and a little black skirt. But something in that photograph reminded me of you, baby. Let's put the X in sex. Lives like a muscle. Is Ice coming? I think Ice is recording. Hold on. I might take you guys on an extended walk and talk. I gotta see if my fit to go. Let's see. I mean, we've covered all bases. I tell you that much. Fit to go West Hollywood. I think they close at 6, so I gotta get the stepping, baby. Ready, fit, go. No, it's ready, fit, go. Okay. 6 p.m. They do close at 6. So you guys might get a little bonus walk and talk. I think ICE is coming. I hear the helicopters. You got to get back in time for it. So let's do this. Okay. I hear, I think ICE is coming, baby. I hear something. All right. See, I got to be quiet because Lois, when she sleeps, she's conks out. But when she wakes up, she gets a little destructive if she thinks I'm leaving her. I hear helicopters above. I don't know what's going on. Thank you guys for tuning into my Saturday night walk and talk. I think we're heading in the direction of the helicopter. Something's going down. Should I put ice in the description? You know, I noticed the last few lives I did that I put ice in the description, the numbers were better. So, that's something to be aware of. Well, I hear through my sources that they are going to start raiding the car washes. And like, we'll walk by this car wash right now. It's all Hispanic except one black dude from Jamaica. And I don't even know if he's here legally. So we're going to cut through the, actually, maybe we won't cut through the, alright, they're playing music, so we'll cut through the alley. I don't want my channel struck. Pretty nice day in Los Angeles. As you can see, not many clouds in the sky. I got to pick up the pace because my food got another 7 minutes to walk. So I should make it. The car wash is fully open. I'm surprised Ari Shaffir hasn't done another a sequel to his immigration video. Definitely not as many Hispanics at the car wash today. But I don't see any ICE vans around here. So who knows? There's not too many high-speed chases around me. It's too much traffic. They gotta be real out-of-towners to think they could go the speed limit or over the speed limit on Santa Monica Boulevard. No, I don't follow the Lakers. It's been a big week in hockey with the draft coming up next weekend and then free agency the weekend after. So I'm not really following basketball at the moment. I thought that was the guy in all the 80s bad guy movies, Al Leong. But who knows? Damn, he looked just like him, too. Wouldn't that be a great man on the street if I just ran into Al Leong? He's the guy who stole the Kit Kats from the display in Die Hard. I think he's still alive. He really was the go-to, bad guy in most 80s karate movies. And, of course, he played Enzo in Lethal Weapon. This is the coffee bean I used to see Bryan Singer picking up on young boys. Day drinking is going strong here, man. There's some real slobs at this bar. Uh-oh, I hear music. We got to get moving. Maybe if I find a real cool homeless person, we'll do a man on the street. That could be my go-to. Oh, there's a guy. He looks kind of interesting, but I'm in a hurry right now, man. I got to get to Ready, Fit, Go before they close. I don't have time to fuck around. Where are the hot chicks? I can tell you where they're not. In this neighborhood. Trust me on that one. That's a fact, Jack. Probably the most famous girl I've ever dated. I took here once for sushi. I'm not at liberty to say who she was, but I can tell you, you guys would know her body of work. And I got to know her body. Hello! Hello! I don't make a lot of money from YouTube ads, to be honest with you. I mean, I would say, to break down my YouTube page, the most money I make is really from the live streams when people super chat me. I mean, I make a couple minimal dollars from shorts. I mean, I was watching some guy's page, and he says to make money on shorts, you gotta like average 100,000 views and up. And you know, I'm lucky if I get like 4,000 views on a short. So I really make most of my YouTube money on the live streams via super chats and whatnot. So I hope that answers your question. All right. I felt bad for this guy. The guy who painted this building before, he painted it this beautiful black and white checkered pattern, and then they just painted over it. Welcome to the business, Chief. Here's my gym, the John Reed Fitness Gym. There was, yeah, you're right, I probably should. I make so little money. Well, here's the thing, though, on the YouTube, on the lives, I guess I can't take away super chats. So there was a big fight in the locker room yesterday at this gym. Some guy was jacking off with the shower in the shower stall, but he had the door open, so he wanted someone to come in. And then this fat dude was like first up, and he didn't like this guy. So the guy who was jacking off called. He said, "Get away from me, you piazza." And I'm like, "Wait, what? You're jacking off in basically a gay gym's shower area. I think you both are probably skew on the homosexual side. But you know, what do I know? What do I know? Hey, the pool's open. Fuck that. You couldn't pay me enough to go in that pool." I thought that was Hulk Hogan for a second. Well, here's hoping Hulk Hogan gets better. Yeah, there ain't no chicks around here, bro. Wrong neighborhood. I mean, yeah. I mean, there might be one or two. Actually, I know this really hot girl, straight. She's married, but she's straight. She works out at that gym because she's like, nobody is going to bother me. So I'm going to leave the phone out here. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to shop for a minute. Yeah, but no one's going to steal this phone. So here we are. The soothing sounds of Santa Monica Boulevard. All right, I'm back. So this is, a little street. I know some of these street streams do quite well. So that would be pretty funny if someone stole my phone. And then the guy was so dumb he didn't realize there was a live stream going on, and he went to his house, and you guys gave me his address. And I show up to the guy's house, and go, hey, buddy, what the fuck? That's my phone. He's like, oh, my bad. That's the funny thing to me is, excuse me, is that, if you saw during the recent protests, my bad. Now, the stream is impossible to read right now with the glare in my eyes, but, when they jack the Apple products out of the Apple store, I don't think what the thieves realize is that they don't work outside of the Apple store. They have some lock or something. So you're stealing these $900 iPhones or whatever they are, and they're not going to work. You fucking momos. The king of commercial real estate. The great J. Lux. He's the real deal, I'll tell you that much. Oh, I would love to take this camera out by the pool right now, but I don't think that's allowed. See you in a few hours. All right, let me get over to the shady side of the street so I can converse with you maniacs. This is a rare 2-hour stream for me, I don't do those marathon streams. It ain't in me, man. All right. Earl Skakel, Saturday evening, live streaming, baby. Let's get in the shade here so I can read the stream, because I care about my fans. Yes, a rare 2-hour stream in the Earlverse. I got a pot roast thing, an egg dish, and a macaroni and cheese dish. Yes, we are almost at the 2-hour mark. 42 likes, 21 people in the stream. Appreciate your patronage. And your continued support. All right. We will be on the shady side of the street so we can converse a little more often. Let me jaywalk, make sure no cars are coming. I'm just walking in the middle of the street because I don't give a fuck. I've lived a good life if I get taken out. I gotta go to the Mother Lode for happy hour. There's Lois. Maybe I should interview this girl. She looks interesting. You don't see too many homeless women, but that's how annoying she must be. Hello! See, that's a little improv joke right there. Titillate your appetite. Hey guys. Well, Jim, the original location of Jim is right here. I mean, people are day drinking, baby. Get that booze. I mean, it's fucking 5:30, and you can tell most of the people here are fucking shit-faced. What a bunch of fucking slobs, man. Tinder greens. They once had a C rating here. That's kind of nasty, to be honest with you. I mean, really, to get an A rating, all you need to do is meet the minimum requirements. It ain't that hard. So a C rating is pretty nasty. Thank you. Dirty man on the street. I guarantee you I smell better than anyone in the stream right now. Trust me on that one. Yeah, I mean, as someone who's never had a drink of alcohol in his life, I'll take your word for it. Although there do seem to be a lot of, trouble spots at night for sure. You don't really see fights happening in the daytime. I'll take you inside the car wash. They have some real cool, old school celebrity pictures. I was supposed to get my picture on this wall. But somehow I didn't make the cut. I mean, I'm sure there are some briberies happening. Okay, let's, I mean, how many people do this, man? You know, we're at the tail end of a 2-hour stream. And I'm still giving you content. Let's get to 50 likes, man. I mean, is there a harder working streamer in the business than myself? I don't think so. All right, so here we got Ed McMahon. Hello. Eddie Williams, Jimmy Connors, Fabio. I don't know who that guy is. Harvey. William C. This guy. That guy. Harvey Levin, a young Harvey Levin. This guy. Burt Reynolds.
Glenn Tedito.
One of the great deep voice actors of all time, the great Brock Peters. Ex-shitty governor. He was in Miami Vice. Gene Simmons' wife, Bob Hope. We had Dr. Jerry Buss. And that's about it. Yes, Vincent Schiavelli. He was in. What was he in? He was in the episode with the gun, the special gun. I believe the ray gun. I mean, he had he certainly had a nice run, no doubt about that. All right, well, ICE, they don't seem to have come to this car wash, so I guess that's a good thing. By the way, I'll be at the Comedy Store tonight, 12:15, about 12:45, because everyone runs the fucking light more than Rodney King did that day. Yeah, I mean, he is literally the definition. Hold on, we got some shitty house music on. Hopefully Lois is still asleep. It's the great thing about Lois is when she's conked out, she is conked out. And I'll watch a little bit of MLC. Seems like that could be spicy tonight. Although, I gotta be honest with you, and I did take a class at her yoga studio once. I don't find Ashley Cummings interesting at all. I mean, I just think that, when the most interesting thing about you is who your sister is, it's just, that's a good dog walker there. Well, I don't talk about Jeff Ross in here unless you guys bring him up. So, but I'm a fan of the people, and yeah. Here's today's youth. You guys want to say hello? There's a basketball fan.
What's going on, buddy? My name's Cody. Shout
Yeah.
out, whatever you know, bro.
Yeah. What's up with you?
Yo, it's good, bro. I'm just NPC, man.
You guys all over 21?
Nah.
Fuck. I was gonna invite you guys to the Comedy Store.
Are you a comedian?
Yeah.
Alright.
You like Tyler, the Creator? I'm the dad on his cartoon. Initial reaction to that.
Fire.
That's all right.
Initial reaction to that.
I'm the only white guy in an all-black cartoon. It's kind of like being a white guy in the Lakers. That guy's killing it.
Like Luka.
I mean, I'm a hockey guy, but I can appreciate a good white guy playing basketball. Have a good day, boys. Thank you. See, I'm a fan. I mingle. I like to mingle with my constituents. And I just looked at those guys and thought, I bet you they like Tyler, the Creator. I'm probably older than all of them combined, but I'm a fucking soldier. Those are future fans of the Daddy Man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they probably thought I was some old school Piazza. I don't do the gay stuff. Zoom, you know that. All right, I've got to hide my address here. Well, this has been a relatively successful stream. All right, we got to be quiet. Let's see if Lois is still in the position she was in. Uh-oh, Lois is no dummy. She knew the deal. Whoa. Whoa. Hold on, Lois. All right, let me take care of some internal business here. You guys can look at my 85-inch TV there. Hold on there. I got to put stuff in the fridge. And because I think Lois has to go pee-pee, we will take Lois to go to the bathroom. I mean, this stream is the stream that keeps on giving. Come on, Lois. No, Lois is really good. Like, she doesn't go in the house unless she absolutely has to. Hey, Richard. Like, that's the one thing that's amazing about her being an older dog is, I mean, I would say in the last 3 years, she's made under 5 accidents. That's pretty good for a 15-year-old dog. That's great. I mean, you know, do I need an 85-inch TV? I probably don't, but, you know, I like having it. It's great for sports and action adventure stuff. See, she pees right away. Like, she could have peed inside and easy breezy, right? But check out the Meta Ray-Ban. Maybe. I mean, I'm always about trying to improve the stream for you guys. I know you guys can see more in the horizontal stream, but I kind of like it like this because the chat never disappears. So, I mean, I will say me and Gail do a great job with this dog. Okay. Hi. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Looking for food. I walk her a lot more than Gail does. Gail uses the pee-pee pads more than I do. I don't use pee-pee pads with Lois because, in my opinion, she'll get used to going pee-pee in the house. And so I try and, you know, take her out every 2 hours. You know, like, it's 6 o'clock. I'll probably go to the gym around 8:30, so I'll walk her real fast at 8:30. And then I'll come home, shower, and right before I go to the comedy store, I'll take her for a quick walk. I mean, it's like having a fucking kid, to be honest with you. And do I like it? When she wakes me up at fucking 5:30 in the morning like clockwork, I don't. But, Oh shit. That's that's when you have a dog, that's just what you have to do. Yeah, I mean Doom. By the way, we have the great Doom. Hold on here. I forgot a baggie, so I got to do this. I got to be a little. I mean, I don't know Ashley, but I don't find her interesting at all. Now, maybe if we went out to dinner, she'd be really funny and engaging. I don't know. But, like I said, it's like, how fun would I be if all I ever really talked about was being related to RFK Jr.? My whole identity was being related to him. It probably wouldn't be very interesting to you guys. Come on, Lois. I mean, she's a little tired right now, I can tell. But that's okay. She's allowed. By the way, I'll subscribe to Doom's channel. The preeminent clipper in the business. I'm sure Doom will be clipping tonight's MLC. And, man, I gotta be honest with you guys, I gotta take a dump. Now, maybe I should obviously point the camera away from the toilet, but maybe that could get me some likes if I did a live doo-doo to end the stream. Come on, Lois. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to end the stream now, so you guys could all go to MLC and watch that. Is MLC on at the moment? I don't know. I don't know. Ask your ex to wipe your ass. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Either one. What if that was the thing that broke my stream? Me taking a dump. Not showing it, obviously, but, just the sounds. 10 likes for 2 healthy loaves. I watch it on YouTube. I don't know. MLC is Misery Loves Company, Kevin Brennan's podcast. And maybe we get a huge increase in the stream if I took a dump right now on stream. But that's kind of hacky. So I'm gonna end the stream here. Remember to clean the skid marks. 100%. That's a fact, Jack. What up, AC Unit? Or if someone super chats me $100, I'll show the toilet after. Hey, yeah, TB. I'll talk to you soon. Are you coming back on later? Probably not. I mean, this has been a 2-hour and 20-minute stream. So just leaving the stream alone on the street. I know. I mean, I should just pick a rooftop and just point the camera on the street. Yes, I'd like to think it's been a good 2-hour show. Thank you, Just Jenna. So if you guys could hit the like and subscribe button on your way out, I would appreciate it. Earl Skakel, over and out. I'm off to go upstairs and make a duty. Clip that, Doom. I'll give you a clean take. Hold on. I'm a pro. I'm a pro's pro. Thank you very much for listening for the full 2 hours. And now you guys can watch Mr. Kill Everything on MLC while I go upstairs and make a duty. Clip that, Doom. Bit.